This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Friday, the 28th day of July in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Chief Justice Roxanne George has dismissed the court challenge mounted by the Guyana Public Service Union, challenging the nomination of Mohandad Gulsaran to sit as a commissioner on the Public Service Commission. Mr. Gulsaran was nominated by the Public Service Senior Staff Association. The legal action filed by the GPSU was to essentially question the decision of the Standing Committee on the Appointments in the National Assembly and the National Assembly to consider nominations from the Public Service Senior Staff Association for appointment to the Public Service Commission. The challenge by the GPSU came one day after the President reconstituted the Commission with the appointment of 6 members, including Gulsaran. The GPSU's argument was that the Public Service Senior Staff Association is not a certified trade union recognized by the Trade Union Recognition Act for the purpose of representing public officers for the appointment to the PSC, and hence could not properly nominate Gulsaran for the position. The Attorney General in his arguments contended that the applicant failed to establish a case of violation of the Constitution or any principle of law or any provision of any statute law. The Attorney General further contended that Article 201 of the Constitution vests the power to determine the bodies to be consulted solely with the National Assembly. Accordingly, he said the National Assembly decided that the Public Service Senior Staff Association would be among the bodies to be consulted. He noted that for the past 20 years, that association has been invited to submit nominees to the Public Service Commission, which it has accordingly done, and its nominees have correspondingly been adopted by the Outer Assembly, and thereafter appointed to the Public Service Commission. After hearing oral arguments from the attorneys in the case, the Chief Justice ruled that the GPSU has failed to produce any evidence to support its claims to describe the action as unmeritorious, frivolous, and vexatious. The Chief Justice awarded costs to the sum of $750,000 each to the Attorney General and the Speaker of the National Assembly. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy, now enrolling grades 7, 8, and 9 students for the 2023-2024 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 613-4806.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to us.
New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 2260415-7. Comfortable parking available.
Just 1 week after distancing himself and his party from the Mohammed's company after news broke of the family being under investigation by the U.S. government, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic, Bharat Jagdeo, has now admitted that the PPP might have received donations from the Mohammeds in the past.
It may have received, yes, I think may have received, but I don't think it is any different or on any scale that is different than anyone else.
A special investigation report by the international Reuters news agency quoted U.S. official sources which have indicated that sanctions could be instituted against the members of the Mohammed family and their companies for allegedly engaging in gold and drug smuggling. According to the report, U.S. government had repeatedly warned the ExxonMobil company against doing business with the Mohammeds, but the oil company apparently ignored those warnings. However, Vice President Bharat Jagdeo said U.S. authorities have not officially informed the government of any illegality alleged to have been committed by the Mohammeds, one of the country's wealthiest families.
Right now, we have not been officially notified by the U.S. government that the Mohammeds are involved in anything. I told you when that we have a Reuters story. We can operate on the basis of a story. But if we receive that notification, then everything else follows.
Jagdeo declined to indicate whether his party would accept future funding from the Mohammeds, but instead said the party has not asked the embattled family for anything. Jagdeo said as the General Secretary of the PPP, he does not physically collect donations. He explained that the donations are received at Freedom House, the headquarters of his party.
But big sums or bigger sums will come to me, and I've never heard the Mohammed name mentioned in a bigger sum.
And Mr. Jagdeo also ruled out the notion that donors would receive special privileges from the governing party.
Let me make it clear. So if anyone donates to the PPP with the hope that they can do, and I'm not saying this about the Mohammeds, I'm speaking about anyone, with the hope that they can do something illegal and then bypass the system or get a free pass, they're sadly mistaken.
Just after the election in 2020, the Mohammeds family won a $614 million contract from the PP Civic government to build new headquarters for the Guyana Fire Service. The company has also taken on other government contracts. At the recent local government elections, the head of the Mohammeds company, Nazar Mohammed, competed as a candidate for the PPP and won his constituency seat on the Eccles Neighborhood Democratic Council. Calls by the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres for countries to phase out the production of fossil fuels to avert a climate catastrophe have not found favor with Vice President Bharat Jagdeo, who today argued that such a move would only benefit the developed world.
When the Secretary General of the United Nations says no new investment in fossil fuel, he is effectively saying preserve not just the entire future of all fossil fuel production for the existing countries, Norway, Russia, the United States, Saudi Arabia, but also preserve future growth of fossil fuel output for those countries. So nothing for you in the developing world. You should block all the financing to develop any of these facilities, etc. And we find that essentially unjust and unfair to the many developing countries in Africa, here in this region, many other parts of the world, who are trying to take their people out of poverty.
Mr. Jagdeo said Guyana remains committed to the global target of achieving net zero emissions. However, he said Guyana believes that a comprehensive approach is needed to tackle the climate crisis facing the world. He said there is no single solution. And Mr. Jagdeo said in November, President finale will make Guyana's position known when he attends the 2023 UN Climate Change Conference in Dubai.
So we do need to face down fossil fuel production, but simultaneously we need to incentivize the production of renewable. So we have to move faster to a carbon price globally. Secondly, we cannot discard technology and future technology as part of the solution.
And warning against taking a hardline approach, Jagdeo said that the world must embrace technologies that would result in carbon capture and the storage and extraction of carbon out of the atmosphere. The vice president said he is not optimistic that the world leaders will act accordingly, as he alluded to the just concluded G20 summit held in India, which he said failed to reach a consensus on critical matters related to climate change. Guyana commenced oil and gas production in 2019. However, the government says it remains committed to the global rush to achieving net zero emissions by rolling out its low-carbon development strategy. The United States on Thursday confirmed longtime diplomat Nicole D. Tarriott as the new U.S. ambassador to Guyana. The confirmation follows several rounds of back and forth and negotiations in the U.S. Senate by members of the Foreign Relations Committee. She was eventually confirmed by a voice vote. When accredited, Ambassador Tarriott will replace Ambassador Sarah Ann Lynch, who has been the U.S. government's head of mission in Guyana since March of 2019. The U.S. Congress's website describes the incoming ambassador as a career member of the U.S. Foreign Service with a class of counselor. Tarriott currently serves as a principal officer in Karachi, Pakistan. She has also served as Deputy Chief of Mission at the U.S. Embassy in Haiti. She once served as Immigration and Visa Security Director at the White House National Security Council, and prior to that, she held the position of Senior Advisor to the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Overseas Citizen Services in the Bureau of Consular Affairs. Her long career in the Foreign Service also saw her in the position of Political Counselor at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan, as well as Principal Officer in Casablanca, Morocco, and other senior postings in Germany, Barbados, Iraq, France, and Nigeria. On September 7th of last year, President Joe Biden nominated Tarriott to be the next U.S. ambassador to Guyana. Her nomination was sent to the Senate but was not acted upon for the rest of that year and was returned to President Biden in January, and he then nominated her again the next day for the position. The U.S. Embassy in Georgetown, as well as the local private sector, have already held a number of farewell activities for the outgoing U.S. Ambassador Sarah Ann Lynch. During her tenure, she played a key role in bringing several U.S. businesses to Guyana and collaborated with the Guyana government in a number of areas, including security, the environment, and infrastructural development and democracy. Under her watch also, the U.S. Embassy assisted Guyana in accessing COVID-19 vaccines and other emergency medical supplies during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Start your day with Tidy Up Antibacterial Cleansing Body Wash. All-day protection and bursting with freshness for soft, glowing skin. For a cleaner and fresher smell, try our new laundry detergent with an added disinfecting agent. Safe for your clothes and the environment. Spills, germs, and unpleasant odors are no match for Tidy Up Disinfectant Liquid, ideal for all your cleaning needs. Stop the spread of germs and viruses when you wash your hands with Tidy Up Antibacterial Hand Soap. And when that's not possible, our alcohol hand sanitizer spray can be used for quick disinfecting action. Kill germs lurking on hard surfaces with Tidy Up Alcohol Quat-based Disinfecting Surface Spray. protection all day, every day. 360 degrees protection with Tidy Up products.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, no I'm handsome. Be there when I pull up. Oh no, I ain't going nowhere. I love this place. Guyana. Oh no, welcome to Building Expo. Oh, yeah. Oh, and every country want friendship like the village on the east bank. Think about it if you want.
The Quarantine Highway from Palmyra to Crabwood Creek Region 6 is being upgraded and widened to improve the lives of thousands of Guyanese. Some $27.7 billion is going towards the widening of the structures along the carriageway to accommodate a 4-lane highway and to relocate utilities. Oil revenues are being channeled into Guyana's development and is benefiting infrastructural projects such as these.
Opposition leader Aubrey Norton is again calling on the government to announce additional measures to cushion the high cost of living, as well as to increase the salaries of public servants. Mr. Norton at his press conference yesterday said although the government has set aside $5 billion in this year's budget to cushion the effects of the cost of living, it is not clear where the money is going, since Guyanese are still grappling with high food prices. Likewise, he said his party is not surprised by the government's bad faith in the ongoing salary negotiations with the Guyana Teachers Union. He noted that the government seems uninterested to activate the collective bargaining agreement with the Public Service Union. The opposition leader said with the current resources being generated from the oil and gas sector, Guyanese should not be complaining about low salaries and the high cost of living, adding that a government that cares for its citizens should ensure that they have a high standard of living. In addition to those measures, Mr. Norton said if the government is reluctant to implement certain measures, then a future coalition government will embark on an aggressive social protection regime, which will see a cash grant program, early childhood care and development plan, utility bill relief programs, and rent-to-own for housing. The curtains came down on the regional military exercise Trade Winds on Thursday, with Guyana's Prime Minister, retired Brigadier of the Guyana Defense Force Mark Phillips, pointing out that Guyana was proud to host the event. He said the multinational military exercise was hosted in Guyana for a third time. According to the Prime Minister, the military exercise serves an important role for the multinational military programs in promoting strong defense and security relations. In expressing the Guyana government's appreciation for the U.S. Southern Command's dedication and cooperation on security and defense matters, the Prime Minister said the government of Guyana commends and extends its gratitude for the sponsorship and stewardship by the U.S. Southern Command of the program. He noted that the Caribbean Community CARICOM identified 4 critical areas of security interest last year, from firearms and trafficking to cybersecurity. He said as a result, the mandate of Exercise Trade Winds fitted well with the goal and efforts of the region. More than 1,500 troops from 21 nations across the Americas took part in this year's Exercise Trade Winds.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyana is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyana's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyana has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Sorry!
Jack?
Hey!
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th, my NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? You know, I just pay my bills using MMG, you know?
Yes, Jack, and the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No, the only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait, I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man, Jack, you didn't know that? Yes, all self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water, now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall in the region. The Caribbean Examination Council said it's too early to say whether the pass rate for the 2023 CSEC mathematics exam dropped as a result of its decision not to mark paper 2 after it was leaked. Dr. Nicole Manning, CXC's Director of Operations, told reporters on Thursday that the marking process is ongoing and a full analysis will be available when results are released on August 24. CXC was forced to adjust its marking scheme after papers for the May exam were stolen from an examination center in Jamaica. CXC is using a modified approach to grade the mathematics exam. The U.S. State Department has ordered non-emergency government personnel and family members to leave Haiti as soon as possible, citing kidnapping, crime, civil unrest, and poor healthcare infrastructure. The State Department said U.S. citizens not working for the government should also leave Haiti as soon as possible by commercial or other privately available transportation options. In an advisory on Thursday, the State Department said kidnapping is widespread and victims regularly include U.S. citizens. It said kidnappers may use sophisticated planning or take advantage of unplanned opportunities. Haiti has struggled to contain violence and chaos as heavily armed gangs drive a humanitarian crisis that has displaced tens of thousands amid frequent kidnapping for ransom, gang rapes, tortures, and murders. And finally tonight, international news. Abdurrahmani Tichiani has declared himself the new leader of Niger after a dramatic coup. Also known as Omar Tichiani, he staged a takeover which started on Wednesday when the Presidential Guards unit he led seized the country's leader. Deposed President Mohamed Bazoum was Niger's first elected leader to succeed another since independence in 1960. He had been considered a key ally by Western nations in the fight against Islam Islamist militants in the region. France, the former colonial power, has said it does not recognize any of the coup's leaders and will only recognize Mr. Bazoum as the head of state. The coup has also been wrongly condemned by international bodies, including the African Union, West African Regional Bloc, the EU, and the UN.
And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.